The mystery of the SS Ourang Medan. This story begins in February 1948, at a location very close to where Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 was last seen on radar in 2014, the Strait of Malacca. This narrow stretch of sea lies between Malaysia and Indonesia and is one of the busiest maritime routes in the world, with thousands of ships passing through it every day. On that day, the weather was perfectly clear, the sea was calm, and the wind was as peaceful as on any ordinary day. Several American and British merchant ships were traveling through the strait. Everything seemed completely normal until suddenly, multiple ships in the area received a strange radio signal. Welcome once again to Mr. TV. Normally, voice transmissions depend on distance, atmospheric conditions like fog, dust, humidity, and line of sight. When obstacles interfere, audio messages often fade out or arrive heavily distorted. Morse code, however, uses a combination of dots and dashes that can be decoded into complete English sentences, even across thousands of kilometers, despite atmospheric interference. The Morse code signal received that day began like this: 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots repeated twice, followed by a long sequence of dots and dashes. When decoded, the opening message meant SOS. SOS. The full translation of the message was SOS. SOS. This is the steamship SS Ourang Medan, requesting immediate contact with any ship equipped with shortwave wireless. Please respond urgently. This was the first message. Without any delay, a second message followed. Most likely the second officer is dead. Other crew members are also dead. Do not provide medical advice. SOS urgently request assistance from a warship. After this, the Ourang Medan transmitted its position and then sent a final message, one that appeared to be incomplete. It read simply, "I die." Then the signal went silent. Radio operators on nearby ships immediately tried to respond, but there was no reply. Minutes passed in complete silence. It became clear to everyone who had received the transmission that something horrific had happened. Aboard the SS Ourang Medan, the closest ship to the location was an American merchant vessel named Silver Star. Its captain decided to divert course and head toward the source of the signal. Initially, they suspected the ship might be sinking or had been attacked. After several hours of travel, the Silver Star reached the location. Through binoculars, the crew spotted a ship floating in the distance. As they drew closer, they were shocked to see that the SS Ourang Medan appeared completely intact. There was no visible damage, no signs of flooding. The ship was simply drifting silently on the water. One strange detail stood out. Despite being a steamship, no smoke was coming from its chimney. Even more unsettling was the complete lack of movement on deck. A massive ship barely silent. The captain of the Silver Star made repeated announcements over the loudspeaker and sounded the horn, but only the sound of ocean waves responded. Eventually, the captain ordered a boarding team to investigate. When the rescue team climbed aboard the SS Ourang Medan, they were met with an eerie silence and an unusually cold atmosphere. Soon, they encountered the first body. This was no ordinary corpse. The man's face was twisted and terrorized, wide open, mouth agape as if he had witnessed something unimaginably horrifying in his final moments. His body was stiff, arms stretched forward as though he had been trying to push something away. As the team moved forward, they discovered more bodies scattered across the deck. The captain lay dead at his post. The officers were dead on the bridge. Even the ship's dog was found dead, its body stiff, mouth open, frozen in an aggressive posture. Most disturbing of all was the fact that none of the bodies showed any visible injuries. There were no wounds, no signs of bleeding, no evidence of a struggle. Only the same horrifying expression of terror on every face. When the rescue team reached the radio room, they found the radio operator, the man who had sent the messages. His fingers were still resting on the Morse code key, frozen exactly as they were when he transmitted the final words, "I die." By this point, the rescue team was certain that something highly abnormal had occurred. Every crew member appeared to have died without visible injury, possibly due to a sudden and invisible cause. They decided to tow the ship to the nearest port for further investigation. But just as they began securing the ropes, smoke started rising from cargo hold number 4. At first it was light, but within moments, flames erupted violently. The fire spread so rapidly that the rescue team had no choice but to flee. They jumped back into their boats and rushed toward the Silver Star. As soon as they reached safety, a massive explosion tore through the SS Ourang Medan. Debris scattered across the sea as the mysterious ship sank into the depths, taking all its secrets and the horrifying remains with it. Nothing was left behind, only the testimony of the Silver Star's crew remained. Because no physical evidence survived, many dismissed the incident as a fabricated story. Others began developing conspiracy theories. Some researchers claimed that no ship named SS Ourang Medan was officially registered. Even Lloyd's Register of Shipping, which records vessels worldwide, had no record of it. However, believers argue that this occurred just after World War II. a time when many ships sailed under false names or were never registered at ALS, especially those involved in illegal activities. In 1954, Dutch newspapers published articles detailing the entire incident, including interviews with individuals who had previously worked on the ship. Some claimed the Ourang Medan was used for smuggling illegal cargo, which might explain why it was never registered. Years later, in 2003, the CIA declassified secret files, including a letter dated May 29, 1958, related to the Ourang Medan. The letter suggested that solving this mystery could explain numerous other disappearances of ships and aircraft. The CIA kept this document classified for 45 years. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the ship was carrying dangerous chemical cargo. After World War II, Japan and Germany possessed deadly chemical weapons. It is believed the Ourang Medan was smuggling substances such as potassium cyanide or nitroglycerin. Experts say that when seawater mixes with potassium cyanide, it produces extremely toxic gas that can cause immediate death by suffocation without leaving physical injuries. Nitroglycerin, on the other hand, is highly explosive and can detonate if improperly stored, possibly explaining the fire and explosion. Another theory suggests the ship may have been transporting materials from Japan's Unit 731, a secret military unit known for horrific biological experiments. If a leak occurred during transport, it could have wiped out the entire crew. Because it was a secret mission, the ship may never have been registered. One final unsettling detail: the Silver Star's crew reported an extremely heavy, oppressive atmosphere aboard the ship. The dog's aggressive frozen posture suggests it may have seen something terrifying, hinting at a possible supernatural element. The truth of the SS Ourang Medan remains buried deep beneath the ocean. Logically, the chemical leak theory appears the strongest explanation. Smuggled wartime chemicals and poor safety measures likely cost innocent sailors their lives. This incident reminds us that the sea still hides countless secrets and that no matter how advanced humanity becomes, we remain powerless before nature and fate. Even today, when ships pass through the Strait of Malacca, old sailors still whisper the story of the SS Ourang Medan. Thank you for watching Mr. TV. Please like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.